Hi everyone, James here. Got another video of showing you how I'm doing the building of the Lost in Space robot. And this here is a 3D printed torso, and I've got a fairly large 3D printer, so I'm printing these pieces that are larger than what most people are doing. I want to thank Ian Hughes of our group, a robot builders group, who's doing the modeling work for these 3D parts, 3D printed parts. So what I'm doing is, as he comes up with a new design for the larger prints, I print out the pieces and then see how they fit together, and give him some feedback on what could be improved on or what needs to be fixed. And so we're pretty far along with the torso now, as you can see. For the most part, I've got a lot of it done. Got the arm sockets yet to do, a few other pieces here and there, but for the most part, it's pretty far along. So show you around the back here. So it looks pretty cool. It's coming along really well. So what we've done, the last few prints I've done have been these bottom pieces, very down here at the very bottom of the torso. And we made a change. We made a change to those after I printed the first two, and I'll show you why. Let me get inside the torso here, so I can give you an idea of what I'm looking at. So I printed two of the four large pieces that are on the bottom. You can see this one here, number one. And again, the original design that Ian had done was this would be two parts with a joiner running down the middle where we bolt the two pieces together. Kind of like the two pieces are above there, but with this larger printer, he's combined those two pieces for me. So I just have one print for that piece and no seam. And for the most part, it looks great. I mean, that's it came out really well. But after I did that one and one other one and then bolted them to the torso, I was a little skeptical that they would be strong enough to hold the weight of the torso and anything mounted to the torso, and be able to handle the stress of it turning and all. So so I had a change to it. And I requested that he leave the joiner in there to add some strength. And so he did that for me, and I printed two of them with the joiners back in. So here's one of them. So you can see that the joiners are in there, but it's still a single piece, so there's no seam on the outside to have to sand and fill and paint over. And then there's another one over here. Further away, you can see it there. Sorry, this is kind of hard to get inside the torso once you get it pretty well assembled. But anyway, there's another piece there with the joiners in place, and that added a lot of strength to the pieces. So I'm going to replace the two that I printed without joiners and replace them with the ones with the joiner. There is an issue with having the joiners in there, and that is when you put your center support structure in, which basically would go, again, I have trouble getting my hands in there. Basically, the bottom shelf would end up mounting to here. You bolt it through the shelf, through the torso into the Lazy Susan. And of course, with these joiners there, we got a little bit of problem. Where does that shelf go? And so I'll show. I'm going to pause here and grab my shelf and show you my solution to that. All right. So what I've done is what I'm making my center support structure shelves out of is some acrylic sheet, same material that's used in building the crown, only just thicker pieces. And so what I did was, I'll show you in here, I basically cut out notches. Again, this is the acrylic piece here. I don't have the protective wrapping off yet, but that's what it is, cut to a circle. And then I just notched it. And I messed up. I do that a lot. I mess up when of course I had this upside down, flipping it over, anyway, but I made a wide one there. But you can see I just notched out the pieces there. So now the shelf will go all the way down, and I can bolt through there, through the torso, plastic torso, and into the Lazy Susan. What that also will give me an opportunity to do is mount the piece that goes right here that I don't have in place right now. And those were a little bit difficult with this large print, larger pieces that we're printing, because there's no place to really fasten that piece. Let me see if I can grab one real quick. I think that would be piece 8. Yeah, I don't know if I can really show it very well. I can't. Anyway, there's a little piece that goes right there where the vents are, the ring that goes across here. Maybe I can show you from this side a little bit better. Right here, there's a piece that goes across here, and it can't mount to these sides here very well. But with notching it out, notching the shelf out like I did there and over here, that allows the shelf to get down all the way. Going all the way down, I can then do the same thing and bolt the piece through that shelf into the Lazy Susan and have a more support there for obviously I'm going to glue this when I put the piece in, but still have a place to actually mount and have that a much solider piece go in there. So that's how I handle that solution. So as we're doing these large prints, we're learning things and seeing how things fit up. And that was one of the two of the issues that I hadn't thought of. One is making sure that the pieces are strong enough when they're a solid one piece like that, don't have the joiners in there, which give it support. And so we had to put some in these big pieces to give it strength, support all the weight. And then with the joiners in there, we had the trouble with the shelf, CSC, the center support structure shelf, fitting in there. And so that's my solution for that. So anyway, again, this is a big part of this is due to the work that Ian Hughes is doing for us. And he's doing a great job coming up with fantastic 3D models for us to print. So anyway, I just thought I'd let you know how I'm coming on this and some of the results of the large prints.